Right now, this moment exists. As you're watching this video, every second becomes the past. 1, 2, 3. But where did those seconds go? They're gone. At least that's what it feels like. Yesterday is over. Last year is over. The Roman Empire is gone. Dinosaurs are extinct. The moment you were born has vanished forever. Or has it? What if the past never actually disappeared? What if every moment that has ever happened still exists somewhere? Not as a memory, not as a recording, but as a real part of reality itself. It sounds impossible. After all, we only experience one moment at a time. We call it the present. The past feels like a collection of memories, while the future feels like a blank page waiting to be written. But modern physics doesn't always agree with our intuition. Some scientists believe that the past, the present, and even the future may all exist simultaneously, like different pages of a book that already exists, even though you're only reading one page at a time. Others argue that only this exact moment is real, and everything else has simply ceased to exist. So which is true? Did yesterday disappear forever? Or is it still out there, hidden somewhere in the fabric of the universe? To answer that, we first need to ask a much bigger question. What is time? Because until we understand what time really is, we can never know whether the past is truly gone. For thousands of years, humans believed that time was simple. It moved forward. The past was behind us, the future was ahead, and the present was the only thing that truly existed. It feels obvious because that's exactly how we experience life. You can remember your childhood, but you can't return to it. You can imagine tomorrow, but you can't visit it. Every second seems to arrive, exist for an instant, and then disappear forever. It's such a natural experience that we rarely stop to question it. But here's the strange part. Have you ever actually seen time? You can see a clock, you can watch a sunset, you can observe things changing, but you've never seen time itself. What we call time is really our way of measuring change. A candle burns down, a child grows older, the earth rotates, your heart beats. Without change, would you even know that time was passing? Imagine a universe where absolutely nothing changed. No light, no atoms vibrating, no thoughts, no memories. Would time still exist? Or would the idea of before and after lose all meaning? Questions like these puzzled philosophers for centuries. Then, in the early 20th century, physics made a discovery that completely changed our understanding of time. It began with a simple realization: time doesn't flow the same way for everyone. If two people are moving at different speeds or experiencing different amounts of gravity, they can literally experience time differently. To us, time feels universal, but according to modern physics, it isn't. Time is flexible. It can stretch, it can slow down, and under the right conditions, it can even make two people disagree about which events happened first. If that's true, then perhaps our everyday idea of the past isn't the full story. Maybe the universe is stranger than our intuition allows. In 1905, introduced a theory that would forever change the way we think about time. Before Einstein, most people believed that time was like an invisible clock ticking at the same rate for everyone in the universe. No matter where you were or how fast you were moving, 1 second was simply 1 second. Einstein showed that this wasn't true. Imagine two identical clocks. One stays on Earth, the other is placed on a spacecraft traveling close to the speed of light. When the spacecraft returns, the clocks no longer agree. The clock on the spacecraft has ticked more slowly. To the astronaut, everything felt completely normal. Their heart beat normally, their thoughts felt normal, nothing seemed unusual. But compared to the people on Earth, less time had passed for them. This isn't science fiction. It's a real effect called time dilation, and it has been confirmed through countless experiments. Even the satellites that power GPS have to account for these tiny differences in time. If they didn't, your phone's location would become increasingly inaccurate every day. But Einstein's theory led to an even stranger possibility. If time can stretch and slow down depending on where you are and how you're moving, then maybe time isn't a universal river flowing through the universe. You, however, can only read one page at a time. To you, it feels like the story is unfolding. But from outside the book, every page exists simultaneously. If this idea is correct, then your first birthday still exists. This very moment already exists, and every future moment of your life exists too. Not because time is repeating, but because all of time is part of the same structure of reality. It's a breathtaking idea, and it completely changes what it means for something to be the past. But before you accept this idea, there's a problem, a very big one. The block universe is fascinating, but it isn't the only way to understand time. Many philosophers and physicists argue that the past no longer exists. This view is called presentism. According to presentism, only this exact moment is real. The past has already disappeared. The future hasn't happened yet. Reality is constantly creating new moments while leaving the old ones behind. In this view, your childhood doesn't exist anywhere in the universe. The dinosaurs aren't waiting in another part of space-time. Yesterday isn't hidden behind some invisible curtain. It's simply gone. At first, this sounds like common sense. After all, we can't visit the past. We can't observe it directly. All we have are memories, photographs, fossils, and records. Evidence that something happened, not proof that it still exists. But then another question appears. If the past is truly gone, why does it continue to shape the present? Every decision you've ever made has led to this exact moment. The stars we see in the night sky are often so far away that their light has spent years, sometimes millions of years, traveling to reach us. In a way, every time you look into space, you're looking into the past. The universe itself is filled with echoes of moments that no longer seem to exist. And then there's memory. Your brain can replay events that happened years ago. Not perfectly, of course. Memories change, fade, and sometimes even become false. But they allow the past to influence your present thoughts, emotions, and decisions. So maybe the past isn't completely gone. Or maybe what survives isn't the past itself, but the information it left behind. The footprints, the scars, the light, the memories, the consequences. And perhaps that's the closest anything can come to living forever. So, does the past still exist? The honest answer is that no one knows. Science has given us extraordinary theories, but it hasn't delivered a final verdict. If the block universe is correct, then every moment of your life, from your very first breath to your very last, exists as part of the fabric of space-time. The past was never destroyed. You're simply experiencing one slice of a much larger reality. If presentism is correct, then the past is truly gone. Every moment exists only once, disappearing forever as the next one arrives. Both ideas have brilliant arguments, both raise difficult questions, and neither has been proven beyond doubt. Maybe the greatest mystery isn't whether the past exists, maybe it's why we experience time the way we do. Why do we move forward instead of backward? Why can we remember yesterday but not tomorrow? Why does the present feel so special? These are questions that even today's greatest physicists and philosophers continue to explore. Perhaps one day, humanity will discover that time isn't what we think it is. Perhaps the distinction between past, present, and future is something created by our minds, a way for conscious beings to make sense of a far stranger universe. Until then, every second you live quietly becomes another piece of history. And whether that history still exists somewhere or has vanished forever remains one of the deepest unanswered questions in existence. So the next time someone says the past is gone, you might ask them one simple question. How do you know? Because sometimes the most ordinary questions lead to the most extraordinary mysteries. If you enjoyed exploring one of the deepest questions about reality, consider subscribing. There are countless mysteries left to uncover, and this is only the beginning. Before you clicked on this video, it was part of your future. Now it's part of your past. The words you heard a minute ago already belong to history. Every heartbeat, every thought, every choice, they all become memories the instant they happen. Maybe those moments have disappeared forever, or maybe they're still there, quietly woven into the fabric of the universe, forever beyond our reach. The truth is, we don't know, and perhaps that's what makes time so fascinating. Not because we understand it, but because after centuries of science and philosophy, it still refuses to reveal its greatest secret. So until the day we finally answer this question, the past remains exactly what it has always been, our greatest mystery.